Yo, what is going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Rider Zero Spike back again once again. And today we're here for Kamen Rider Revice episode 35. This is a weird episode. There's also a lot of dialogue in this episode as well, and which I like, more dialogue. Just hope they're not useless conversations. And we get reference to Kagero again in this episode, and also we get a basically we get like this it's not mostly like focused on Daiji. There's a lot of Daiji, but it's not like completely focused on him. It's just like they're foreshadowing some things about Daiji. I don't know. I feel like I'm not saying Daiji's gonna turn or anything like that, but it seems like Akashi is just trying to. He keeps egging on and messing with Daiji, and I feel like he's trying to get Daiji maybe to join him. I don't know. That's kind of what I got from it from the way he speaks to Daiji. So it's like, and Akashi just oh my god, great performance from the villain. I guess this guy, man, and also we got to see Giff actually come out of the hole. Like he actually came out into the actual world, and for some, was he always gray? Like it just seemed when he came out of the hole, like his whole body was like gray and like silver, and I like every time we saw him, he was like covered in that red stuff and that little red lighting in the when he's like in his own dimension. But it just seems like, was he always that color, or is like, I don't know. I'm nitpicking. I don't know. It was weird. I expected like this big red monster to come out, but I get a big gray silver monster. I mean, like those are better colors, but come on. But also we get the debut of a new writer as Over Demons, and it's Hiraku. But it's like, why? We see that next episode, we see that Tamaki is going to become a writer. We don't know what his suit looks like, but it seems like he gets a driver and he's going to become a writer or whatever. And it's weird because it's like, why? Like I'm okay with, Hiraku, I don't understand. I don't understand him becoming a writer, especially a writer as powerful as he was, like as Over Demons. But at the same time, it's like, why? Like I'm okay. Maybe Tamaki, I can see becoming a writer. Maybe I can see him becoming a writer, or I could, because he was a demon. He was fighting and things like that. Like he kind of has like that fighting kind of experience. But Hiraku is just this guy. He's just this kid, part of an organization. Like we barely see him, and then when we do see him, he's being kind of creepy. So it's like, yo, like, why? Like, what's happening here? I don't understand. But yeah. So our characters get beat twice in this episode. They get mollywopped twice in this episode, in the beginning and in the end. And we do see that everybody gets beat. Everybody goes basically like their separate ways and things like that. But at the same time, also no Mama in this episode as well. She's probably with Genta, but we see that everybody's getting their butts kicked. We see that Akashi basically spares their lives because he says, "Oh, I want y'all to see what I'm gonna do tomorrow, and I want you guys to, I want you to see like what decision humanity's gonna make and things like that." And then we do go back to the weekend talking about we see Big Papa Katsuragi. He's like, yeah, we don't. He's like, yeah, like humans, like people aren't just gonna. I mean, he was realistic with it. That people aren't just gonna bow down to this dude. Like people aren't just gonna. I mean, some might, but like not everybody's just gonna be like, all right, cool, I'll follow you. Like not everybody's gonna do that, and that's basically what he was saying. He's like, nah. He said sometimes the heart and the brain don't always get along, and I like that because I that hit hard for me. But we do see that since everybody's kind of like beat up and everything, we see that Daiji's talking to Iki, and he's telling Iki's telling him that me and you have kind of switched places and personalities, because right now Daiji's being very, very, very hard, very, very like hot-headed, and he's being super hot-headed, and he's like, he's not cool, like, but Daiji's like, I used to be the hot-headed one, and you used to be the cool-headed one, and now we basically switched places. And he's like, we need a cool. And right now, you need a cool head right now because you're not fighting alone, things like that. Like you got all these people behind you, so you don't have to do all this stuff by yourself. And he's acting more like Hiromi. He's more acting more like Hiromi would act. And Hiromi got better after a while. Like he still was hot headed, but he got better after a while. But at the same time, that Daichi's doing that the wrong way, and we see that because he's constantly getting hurt. Like that neck, like I don't understand. Like that neck injury, like bro should have died. Like you get cut there, yeah, you bleeding out, dog. Unless you get to the hospital fast enough, yeah, dog, you bleeding out. So I'm like, yo, and you reopened the wound in this episode as well. I'm like, yo, chill. But we see that Sakura is with Hana, newly Hana, and Hana's healing her up. But we also saw how Daiji is talking with George, talking about, we need him devising this plan, things like that. And we see that George also tells him the same thing about, you've lost Kagero. Kagero was like all your negative emotions and things. He was your demon, but he was like all your negative emotions and stuff. And now that Kagero is gone, which I still don't understand. I don't know. I feel like Kagero's still in him somewhere. I feel like a piece of Kagero is still there because it's like I feel like he should have. I feel like we never should have got rid of Kagero, like completely, because it just seems like everybody got a demon but you, bro. And isn't that like the whole point of you being able to henshin? I don't know, like, and also because of Hiraku now, but it just feels like Kagero should still be here because he would, like, imagine what the conversations and stuff they'd be having right now with, or how different things would be if Kagero was still here, but him and Daiji were on like good terms. But I feel like things will happen a lot better because especially when Daiji got hurt and he could switch to Kagero and we can get Evil here. And Evil could be there and possibly heal his wounds because, having a demon, things like that. But I feel like things would be cool. I feel like Daiji will be more level-headed and things like that if Kagero was still around. Even though Kagero was basically like poisonous to him. But I feel like after that battle they had, like the first time fighting each other, well, the last time fighting each other, we got Holy Wing. I feel like it's still like, I feel like, Kagero shouldn't be gone. But I feel like things would be a lot different if Kagero was still here. Like stuff like Daiji getting cut, stuff like that probably wouldn't have happened. But yeah, so the conversation between Iki and Vice was very wholesome. I did like that. He was reassuring Vice that, hey, just because you're a demon, you don't have to act like demons. Like just because don't listen to what Vale said to you. Like you don't have to be what he said you are. Like, you can be yourself. And he's like, you could be Vice. Like you're not a demon, you're Vice. And he basically reassures Vice, things like that, helping like cooling down Vice's head because they need each other. And I did like that conversation. It felt very wholesome seeing that these two are still bros, things like that. I like how Vice was like, yeah, are you ever gonna abandon me one day? And it was like, first of all, how? Because you're like literally linked together. Yeah, like if Iki ever tried to abandon you, like that'd be impossible. But he's like, no, why would I? He's like, nah, man, I'm not abandoning you. Like, been through too much. So it's like, yeah. So also no Love Kun in this episode, man. Where Love Kun at? There was no little snake girl, no little snake baby. Yeah, no Love Kun. Damn. But anyway, we did say that the day has begun when they come. Also, we get before the whole speech thing goes on. We see that Hiraku is like, the dude's like training, stuff like that. Like he's, because I kind of forgot, but he also was in Sakura's karate class with her. So that makes a lot. Yeah. So like I kind of forgot that your boy was, a karate kid. But yeah, so he's training. Tamaki goes up to him, tries to talk to him, stuff like that. He kind of ignores Tamaki, and Tamaki's kind of gassing himself up, boosting himself up. saying stuff like, "Oh, with enough effort, things will change," and that's the quote that gets Hideku to like acknowledge him, things like that. So we do see that Hideku does end up going and talking to George, foreshadowing him, becoming over demons. And I really thought that Akashi was gonna be over demons, since the whole like fixing the demons driver, mass producing it, stuff like that. I really did feel like Akashi was gonna become that writer, that evil writer that we have. He's not the main villain, but he's like, I've kind of felt like he was gonna be a writer himself, or maybe something. I felt like he was gonna be over demons, especially since over demons is kind of like a fusion, like an amalgamation of like of a Veil, of Kamen Rider Veil and Kamen Rider Demons. So it's like, it's a very weird looking suit, but at the same time, if it looks like an upgraded Veil. It looks like an upgraded Kamen Rider Veil. But at the same time, I like Kamen Rider Veil. I like regular Veil better. I like regular Kamen Rider Veil better. I don't know. It's like the colors look weird on Over Demons. Like, they clash together. Like, silver and bronze don't go together with red and blue. Like, it's weird. But yeah. So we end up going back to we see the plan that he's like Daiji has come up with. Basically, when Akashi starts the whole broadcast thing, he's gonna wait for an opportunity moment to interrupt the broadcast and things like that. Which also, why didn't we see like people, like, we didn't see people reacting to this? Like, we didn't see people actually reacting to what was happening, because everything was being, that whole fight, everything was being broadcasted, and Akashi was basically like lying and stuff like that, basically causing demons to come down. But he wasn't like, he was causing demons and stuff to come down and stuff like that, but he wasn't like, pretend being his actual self. And that's what sucked. that's what kind of sucked about it. But he wasn't like, he was just like pretending to be attacked and pretending to be hurt, things like that. And it was like, oh, you crafty old bastard. Like, I was like, oh, it was so stupid. But yeah, so everybody's fighting all these. So yeah, Daiji gets hurt again because he's fighting Akame, and also Akame she talks to him and stuff like that. Says like, maybe you'll understand one day. And it's like, yo, like, I feel like Akame's gone. Like, even in their conversation earlier in the episode, we saw that Iki did say stuff like, oh, hey, if she's been transformed if she's been transformed into a demon by gift, then there's no way she could turn back, because she's basically a Giftarian now. So yeah, like, she's basically like she's stronger than Giftarians, but like, she's been transformed by gift. So it's like, it's gonna be hard, or it's gonna be weird or hard to turn her back into or separate her from her demon, because you know that when a person turns to a Giftarian, they're eaten, and then the demon comes out. So yeah, but it's weird. We see that everybody's kind of getting their ass whooped. See that Veil's there, but Veil, he talks to Vice and he says, "Hey, you can say whatever you want to say, but I'm not gonna be the demon that you want me to be. I'm gonna be the demon. I'm gonna be the demon that I want to be, and I'm Vice." So stuff like that. So transform. We're fighting everybody. Everybody's getting down dirty. Well, over time, everybody kind of gets whooped. We see that Gift is shooting out Giftarians left and right. You see that they're having a hard time with Veil. We might need another upgrade, man, or something new, because like, for Iki or anybody, because Veil seems like a very basic kind of demon, but he's actually very powerful. Even though he's not like a big dude or anything like that, but he seems like he's pretty freaking strong. And it's like, what's happening here? But I mean, yeah, that still matters, because Kamen Rider Veil, is very powerful, especially with his first debut. We see the power gap. So yeah, but we also saw how he was Akashi was powering him up, like charging him up, stuff like that. So it also seems like Vale runs out of energy, and when he runs out of energy, he loses his physical body. So he loses his physical body, like he turns into that ghostly kind of state. So it seems like Vale loses power, things like that. So, but he talks to Akashi saying that now that I'm charged up again, I can finally like destroy that family. And then Akashi's like, no, you are authorized. You like, yeah, you working with me, but like, do not kill them. And he's like, what if I do? And he's like, oh, our partnership will end quickly. And then like Vale's like, all right, then I'll just beat them. I'll just beat them within an inch of death. So it was like, okay, wow, this is a demon, okay, but everybody's getting their butts kicked and stuff like that. And after that, after that we see Akemi turns to Akashi and she blasts him. You can clearly see that this pod planned, and all this is being broadcast, so all the people are seeing this. So he gets blasted, and then everybody else gets blasted. We actually see Gift come out of the hole, like I said before, and Iki tries to attack him. And he hits him. You see that he gets blasted back, and out of nowhere, we see that everybody's in pain. Like his power is like hurting them immensely. It was hard to watch. And after that, we see Hiraku run in on some Goku-ish. It comes in, he transforms, and he one-shots like 3 Githerians. He hits Akemi, he hits Vice, he hits Vale, and he uses his finish to make like these big hooks. Not hooks, well, like claws. Makes like these big claws, grabs everyone, and flies off. So he ended up saving everyone. Everybody ends up going back to the weekend. And that's when both Katsuragis are there, son and father. And that's when Big Daddy Katsuragi ends up calling up everybody. It basically says that, you know what, it's time for us to go to the surface. Like it's time to reveal ourselves. Like this ain't cool. So after that, we see Daiji is still there. He's still there. We also saw that the Phoenix, everything, like Phoenix headquarters gets destroyed. A bunch of their airships and stuff get destroyed. Like it looks like the helicarrier. It looks like a helicarrier from Shield. It's weird, but it crash lands into the ocean, and that's when like Daiji's still there. I'm like, why didn't you grab Daiji? Daiji was still there. He's still like laid out. He's bleeding, whatever, barely standing up. And that's when Akashi comes to him and says that, he basically talks to him. And that's when, Daiji's like, I have to protect it. I have to protect Phoenix. And, I guess Akashi is, like I said before, trying to get Daichi to join him. He even says to him earlier about, like, hopefully you'll understand by my side. So he's trying to get Daichi to join him. I don't know if everybody else thinks that. Let me know down in the comment section below. But yeah, the episode basically ends off right there. But yeah, this episode was effed. The whole thing about Hiraku becoming a writer, I don't know how I feel about it. We haven't had any type of we don't know nothing about Hiraku. Barely know anything about Hiraku. Also, he gets such a big power up. Like he's not a basic kind of Kamen writer. Like he's like a powerful freaking writer. So it's like, yo, like he just gets that right off the bat, and then next episode we're gonna see Tamaki transform. So it's gonna be weird. We're gonna have, like how many writers? Like we have, we're gonna have a lot of writers. At least six writers. Yeah, at least 6 writers. Hey man, I'd rather Hana become a freaking writer. We get 2 girl writers, 2 best friend female writers. I want that. I want to see some Hana shit, because she gets like a kind of like a B kind of like a bumblebee, kind of like she gets a rider form, kind of like based on her demon, or like, you know, I would rather her get that. You know, I don't want Hana to just be in the background now, and now Tamaki's out here becoming a rider. We don't know what his suit looks like yet, but maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a joke, gag, I don't know. Because I would rather him just be the comic relief character. I really would. But yeah, I'm rambling. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section below, and I'll see you all next time. Make sure stay henching. See ya.